The last check cleared on a Thursday morning. $200,000 gone from my account, but lifting the crushing weight that had been hanging over my wife's parents for years. Medical bills, a failing business, overdue taxes. I'd taken it on because that's what family does, or so I believed. When I handed my wife, Claire, the final receipt, she smiled faintly. Not the kind of radiant relief I'd expected, but something smaller, almost distracted. "I need to tell you something," she said, her voice flat. We were sitting in our kitchen. The sunlight through the window caught the gold in her hair, but her eyes didn't meet mine. "I've been having an affair," she said. The words didn't land all at once. It was like hearing them underwater, muffled, distorted, impossible to process. "With who?" My voice sounded foreign, too calm. "My boss." She swallowed. "For over a year. And I'm leaving. I'm going to live with him. And with my parents." Her parents. The same people whose debt I just cleared. The ones who'd cried with gratitude when I promised to make it right for them. I leaned back in my chair, the silence stretching long enough for her to shift uncomfortably. "Then all of you need to leave," I said finally, her brow furrowed. "What?" "All of you. Him. You. Your parents. Anyone who thinks I'm still a man they can use and walk over. You're all leaving this house today." She blinked at me as if I'd just spoken another language. "My parents have nowhere to go," she said. "You can't just—" "I just did. I cut in. They stopped being my family the second you told me you were taking my money and moving in with your lover. You made a choice, Claire. Own it." Her parents arrived an hour later, having been summoned by her frantic phone call. They came through the door full of indignation, ready to play the part of the wrong party. "This is outrageous," her father said. "After everything Claire has done for you." I laughed then, a sharp, humorless sound. "Everything she's done for me? I just paid off your debt, bought you time, and kept you out of bankruptcy court. And she's been sleeping with her boss while I did it. That's not something you thank someone for, but it's definitely something you pack your bags over." Claire's mother tried to soften her tone. "You're upset. You'll cool down. Let's just—" "No," I said, my voice rising. "There's no cooling down. There's no working this out. I don't want you here. You've all been living in my home, eating my food, spending my money while hiding something like this from me. You think that's love? That's loyalty?" It's theft with a smile. The argument dragged for another 20 minutes. Claire alternated between anger and tearful pleading, but her tears didn't land the way they used to. They looked like a performance of someone who'd lost control of a situation she thought she could manage. Eventually, they left, Claire last of all, slamming the door behind her. The sound echoed through the now empty house. The quiet that followed was heavy but not unwelcome. I walked into the living room, sat down, and let it settle over me. In the days that followed, I started uncovering more. Bank withdrawals I hadn't noticed before. Expenses disguised as work-related, but paid for with our joint account. Gifts, expensive ones, that had never made it into our home. It became clear that my marriage hadn't been slowly dying. It had been actively dismantled behind my back, while I played the role of the loyal provider. Friends told me I should have seen the signs. Maybe they were right. Maybe the late nights, the sudden need for privacy, the way she started guarding her phone were all red flags. But love blinds you to patterns when you're too busy making sacrifices for the people you trust. Weeks later, I heard through mutual acquaintances that Claire and her boss didn't last. Money, it seemed, wasn't a strong suit, and when her parents became a burden, as he put it, she had to find somewhere else to go. She didn't come back to me. She knew better. I didn't need revenge. I didn't need to see her fail. The simple truth was enough, that I'd survived being used, discarded, and betrayed, and I'd walked away without losing myself. The house is quiet now, but it's mine. Every room is free of the lies that used to fill it. Sometimes I think about that Thursday morning, the sun through the kitchen window, the final payment made, the words she chose to say right after, and I realize she expected me to fall apart, to beg, to fight for her. But instead, I gave her exactly what she said she wanted, a life without me. It's just that I made sure she took all the rot with her when she left.